1,500 commits and 1,760 Windows builds per day. 51. In June 2021, shortly before Microsoft's announcement of Windows 11, Microsoft updated their lifecycle policy pages for Windows 10, revealing that support for their last release of Windows 10 will be October 14, 2025. 52. 53. Windows 11. On the 24th of June, 2021, Windows 11 was announced as the successor to Windows 10 during a live stream. The new operating system was designed to be more user-friendly and understandable. It was released on October 5, 2021. 54. 55. As of May 2022, Windows 11 is a free upgrade to Windows 10 users who meet system requirements. 56. Windows 365. In July 2021, Microsoft announced it will start selling subscriptions to virtualized Windows desktops as part of a new Windows 365 service in the following month. It is not a standalone version of Windows, but a web service that provides access to Windows 10 and Windows 11 built on top of Azure Virtual Desktop. The new service will allow for cross-platform usage, aiming to make the operating system available for both Apple and Android users. The subscription service will be accessible through any operating system with a web browser. The new service is an attempt at capitalizing on the growing trend, fostered during the COVID-19 pandemic, for businesses to adopt a hybrid remote work environment, in which employees split their time between the office and home. As the service will be accessible through web browsers, Microsoft will be able to bypass the need to publish the service through Google Play or the Apple App Store. 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. Microsoft announced Windows 365 availability to business and enterprise customers on August 2, 2021. 62. Multilingual support. Multilingual support has been built into Windows since Windows 3.0. The language for both the keyboard and the interface can be changed through the region and language control panel. Components for all supported input languages, such as input method editors, are automatically installed during Windows installation, in Windows XP and earlier. Files for East Asian languages, such as Chinese, and right-to-left scripts, such as Arabic, may need to be installed separately, also from the said control panel. Third-party IMs may also be installed if a user feels that the provided one is insufficient for their needs. Interface languages for the operating system are free for download, but some languages are limited to certain editions of Windows. Language interface packs, LIPs, are redistributable and may be downloaded from Microsoft's Download Center and installed for any edition of Windows XP or later. They translate most, but not all, of the Windows interface, and require a certain base language, the language which Windows originally shipped with. This is used for most languages in emerging markets. Full language packs, which translates the complete operating system, are only available for specific editions of Windows, Ultimate and Enterprise editions of Windows Vista and 7, and all editions of Windows 8, 8.1 and ART except single language. They do not require a specific base language, and are commonly used for more popular languages such as French or Chinese. These languages cannot be downloaded through the Download Center, but available as optional updates through the Windows Update service, except Windows 8. The interface language of installed applications is not affected by changes in the Windows interface language. The availability of languages depends on the application developers themselves. Windows 8 and Windows Server 2012 introduces a new language control panel where both the interface and input languages can be simultaneously changed, and language packs, regardless of type, can be downloaded from a central location. The PC Settings app in Windows 8.1 and Windows Server 2012 R2 also includes a counterpart settings page for this. Changing the interface language also changes the language of pre-installed Windows Store apps, such as Mail, Maps and News, and certain other Microsoft-developed apps, such as Remote Desktop. The above limitations for language packs are however still in effect, except that full language packs can be installed for any edition except single language, which caters to emerging markets. Platform support. Windows NT included support for several platforms before the x86-based personal computer became a dominant in the professional world. Windows NT 4.0 and its predecessors supported PowerPC, DEC Alpha and MIPS R4000, although some of the platforms implement 64-bit computing, the OS treated them as 32-bit. Windows 2000 dropped support for all platforms, except the third-generation x86, known as IA32, or newer in 32-bit mode. The client line of Windows NT family still runs on IA32, but the Windows Server line ceased supporting this platform with the release of Windows Server 2008 R2. With the introduction of the Intel Itanium architecture, IA64, Microsoft released new versions of Windows to support it. Itanium versions of Windows XP and Windows Server 2003 were released at the same time as their mainstream x86 counterparts. Windows XP 64-bit edition, released in 2005, is the last Windows client operating systems to support Itanium. Windows Server line continues to support this platform until Windows Server 2012. Windows Server 2008 R2 is the last Windows operating system to support Itanium architecture. On the 25th of April, 2005, Microsoft released Windows XP Professional x64 Edition and Windows Server 2003 x64 editions to support x86-64, or simply x64, the 64.
Yes, need something to drink. Soon 9 p.m. Sorry for my noise. I'm trying to eat my chips. It's Friday evening. I should go to Copenhagen and eat some food, but I don't have money for that. Yes, need to wash my hands now. The power is red. The power is red. That means the battery is low. I need to wash my hands because I'm eating this chips. Yes, need some cola. But I have my old Canon. Could finish reading with this. Then go to bed and watch Netflix. Cheers. Oh, I was driving truck simulator, Euro Truck Simulator. I was driving like 2 weeks, 150 hours. This is why, and then I not sleep enough in the night, many like 2 weeks. I'm still tired after that. Continue.
Bit version of x86 architecture. Windows Vista Way's first client version of Windows NT to be released simultaneously in IA32 and x64 editions. x64 is still supported. An edition of Windows 8 known as Windows RT was specifically created for computers with ARM architecture, and while ARM is still used for Windows smartphones with Windows 10, tablets with Windows RT will not be updated. Starting from Windows 10 Fall Creators Update, version 1709, and latter includes support for ARM-based PCs. 63. Windows 11 is the first version to drop support for 32-bit hardware. 56. Windows CE. Windows CE, officially known as Windows Embedded Compact, is an edition of Windows that runs on minimalistic computers, like satellite navigation systems and some mobile phones. Windows Embedded Compact is based on its own dedicated kernel, dubbed Windows CE kernel. Microsoft licenses Windows CE to OEMs and device makers. The OEMs and device makers can modify and create their own user interfaces and experiences, while Windows CE provides the technical foundation to do so. Windows CE was used in the Dreamcast along with Sega's own proprietary OS for the console. Windows CE was the core from which Windows Mobile was derived. Its successor, Windows Phone 7, was based on components from both Windows CE 6.0 R3 and Windows CE 7.0. Windows Phone 8, however, is based on the same NT kernel as Windows 8. Windows Embedded Compact is not to be confused with Windows XP Embedded or Windows NT 4.0 Embedded, modular editions of Windows based on Windows NT kernel. Xbox OS. Xbox OS is an unofficial name given to the version of Windows that runs on Xbox consoles. 64. From Xbox One onwards it is an implementation with an emphasis on virtualization, using Hyper-V, as it is 3 operating systems running at once, consisting of the core operating system, a second implemented for games and a more Windows-like environment for applications. 65. Microsoft updates Xbox One's OS every month, and these updates can be downloaded from the Xbox Live service to the Xbox and subsequently installed, or by using offline recovery images downloaded via a PC. 66. It was originally based on NT 6.2, Windows 8, kernel, and the latest version runs on an NT 10.0 base. This system is sometimes referred to as Windows 10 on Xbox One or One Core. 67, 68. Xbox One and Xbox Series operating systems also are low limited, due to licensing restrictions and testing resources. Backward compatibility with previous generation hardware. 69. And the Xbox 360S system is backwards compatible with the original Xbox. 70. Version control system. Up to and including every version before Windows 2000, Microsoft used an in-house version control system named Source Library Manager, SLM. Shortly after Windows 2000 was released, Microsoft switched to a fork of Perforce named Source Depot. 71. This system was used up until 2017 once the system couldn't keep up with the size of Windows. Microsoft had begun to integrate GIT into Team Foundation Server in 2013. but Windows continued to rely on Source Depot. The Windows code was divided among 65 different repositories with a kind of virtualization layer to produce unified view of all of code. In 2017, Microsoft announced that it would start using Git, an open source version control system created by Linus Torvalds, and in May 2017 they reported that has completed migration into the Git repository. 72, 73, 51, Vsfgit. Because of its large, decades-long history, however, the Windows codebase is not especially well suited to the decentralized nature of Linux development that Git was originally created to manage. Each Git repository contains a complete history of all the files, which proved unworkable for Windows developers because cloning the whole repository takes several hours. Microsoft has been working on a new project called the Virtual File System for Git, Vsfgit, to address these challenges. 73. In 2021 the VFS for Git has been superseded by Scalar. 74. Timeline of releases. Table of Windows versions: Legend, old version, older version, still maintained, latest version. Product name, latest version, general availability date, code name, support until 75, latest version of mainstream extended direct Zuju Windows 1.01.01 November 20, 1985 Interface Manager December 31, 2001 Windows 2.02.03 December 9, December 31st, 1987 2001 Windows 2.12.11 May 27, 1988 the 31st of December 2001 Windows 3.03.0 May 22, 1990 the 31st of December 2001 Windows 3.13.1 April 6, 1992 Janus December 31 20015 Windows for Workgroups 3.13.1 October 1992 Sparta Winball December 31, 2001 Windows NT 3.1 NT 3.1.528 July 27, 1993 the 31st of December 2001 Windows for Workgroups 3.11 3.11 August 11, 1993 Sparta Winball December 31, 2001 Windows 3.23.2 November 22, December 31st, 1993 2001 Windows NT 3.5 NT 3.5.807 September 21, 1994 Daytona December 31, 2001 Windows NT 3.51 NT 3.51.1057 May 30, 1995 the 31st of December 2001 Windows 954.0.950 August 24, 1995 Chicago 4.0 December 31, 2000 December 31 20015.56.1 Windows NT 4.0 NT 4.0.1381 July 31, 1996 Cairo June 30, 2002 June 30, 20046 Windows 98 October 4, 1998 June 25, 1998 Memphis 97 4.1 June 30, 2002 July 11, 20066.1 Windows 98 SE 4.10.2222 May 5, 1999 June 30, 2002 July 11, 2006 Windows 2000 NT 5.0.2195 February 17, 2000 June 30, 2005 July 13, 2010 Windows Me 4.90.3000 September 14, 2000 Millennium 4.9 December 31 2003 July 11,20069.0 C Windows XP NT 5.1